great British explorer George Mallory, who was to die on Mount Everest, was asked why did he want to climb it. He said, because it is there.
Hi, I'm Lewis. I'm from the UK, the northern part, so I hope you can understand my accent. And I'm here today to tell you a bit about a project that I started at university that has somewhat unexpectedly resulted in me now running a sweet company. I say unexpectedly as I've not exactly always been a culinary genius. In fact, I can barely poach an egg. But as you might have guessed from the title of the talk, these aren't just regular sweets. They are, in fact, a potentially life-saving source of hydration designed for people with dementia. To understand how I ended up here, I need to first introduce you to my chief research partner, Grandma Pat. Grandma was diagnosed with dementia about 6 years ago, and the disease means she's slowly becoming more reliant on others to carry out everyday tasks. But you can see from these photos that she still enjoys a good quality of life and especially loves seeing family. About 1.5 years ago, however, her condition dramatically declined. She became completely unresponsive, was rushed to hospital, and the family pretty much told to expect the worst. She was found to be severely dehydrated. Thankfully, after quick medical attention and 24 hours in IV fluid, she returned to her normal, happy self. But I was shocked that something as simple as not drinking enough could have such a huge impact on her health. Looking into it further, I became aware that this situation wasn't uncommon. In fact, dehydration is one of the leading causes of death for people with dementia. I was convinced there had to be a solution to this seemingly simple problem. Luckily, at this time, I was studying a course called Innovation, Design and Engineering at the Royal College of Art. And this is a course that I can best describe as a sort of kindergarten, but for people with engineering and design degrees. And it pretty much gave me free rein to do whatever I wanted and tackle any issue I was passionate about, giving me a fantastic opportunity to try and help Grandma and others like her. And if nothing else, it was just a good excuse to spend a bit more time with Grandma in term time. So what I really needed to understand was why people with dementia don't drink. And this is easier said than done, as many find it difficult to articulate themselves. So I turned to dementia psychologists to understand this a bit better, and realized there's actually a number of reasons. Many no longer feel thirst or don't equate drinking with quenching thirst. They may not recognize cups or have the dexterity to use them. So with these insights, I then immersed myself in my grandma's care home for a month, observing and documenting the residents' behaviors and the routines of the staff. It quickly became apparent that things like the general confusion around drinking, as can be seen here, makes it almost impossible for people with dementia to hydrate themselves independently. This confusion can lead to Grandma doing some pretty strange things, like putting food in a drink or pouring the drink away. And just the fluid nature of drinks means it's often easily spilt accidentally. But by far the biggest problem is that Grandma refuses help to drink, and carers simply don't have the time to sit with each resident for hours to ensure they're sufficiently hydrated. What's more, the experience of trying to force someone to drink who doesn't understand what's going on can be pretty upsetting for carer and resident alike. So with drinking being such a problem, I started to focus on Grandma's eating habits as a source of inspiration. Here she's much more independent and finds it intuitive to eat with her hands. And removing cutlery and tools helps reduce distraction and confusion. It's also more sociable. Grandma will often try and share her food and is much more inclined to eat when others around her are doing so. Even still, it can be difficult to get people with dementia to engage with their food. That is, however, unless you offer them a treat. There's something about this format which instantly excites people with dementia. They immediately recognize it and know how to interact with it. This is in part due to the fact that many people with dementia develop a very sweet tooth. And as I would go around the care home offering out chocolates, even residents that would usually ignore me would light up and take a handful. This gave me an idea. What if I could help people with dementia hydrate more often and independently by presenting to them a solid form of hydration in the format of a treat? So to figure out how to do this, I consulted with doctors, dietitians, and speech and language therapists, and set about in my tiny London kitchen trying to come up with a super hydrating, super tasty, solid treat formula. I also developed the moulding and packaging to help improve engagement and usability. And after months of shuttling back and forth between the studio, workshop, kitchen, and care home, the sweets were ready. Introducing jelly drops. These easy-to-pick-up drops are over 90% water and contain extra ingredients that help improve hydration. Hydration is further optimized by their solid, bite-sized nature, which makes them more akin to sipping rather than gulping a drink. These brightly colored drops use all natural ingredients, are sugar-free and vegan, making them as accessible to as many people as possible. This is my grandma's first interaction with them. She immediately recognizes them as a treat and is easily able to pick one up and eat it. She then goes to pass the box around, but she soon wants it back. This is a stigma-free hydration aid that improves social interactions between carers and residents. While simultaneously reducing a carer's workload. In this 10-minute clip, Grandma eats 7 drops. And that is equivalent to a glass full of water, something that used to take hours and require much more assistance. Eating a box a day is equivalent to half the recommended daily fluid intake, and this alone is more than many people with dementia currently consume. Since graduation, the response has been fantastic. Online videos have received over 100 million views. We have 25,000 Facebook followers, and I've been interviewed on the BBC, Sky, and many others. And as a result of this publicity, we now have over 1,000 care homes on our waiting list ready to trial. I'm working with 2 great colleagues to make Jelly Drops a reality as quickly as possible. And with our many exciting partnerships, we hope to launch in the UK care homes later this year. Hopefully, medical advances of the future will make dementia a thing of the past. But in the meantime, perhaps Jelly Drops demonstrates that design can play an equally crucial role in helping improve the lives of millions with dementia. Thank you.